What is your ceiling? As your business grows, there will likely be a point where you get stuck and can't figure out how or why it happened. More than likely, you'll look at the team, your managers, your systems, the economy, and a dozen other reasons. The least likely place you will look is in the mirror. Leadership guru John Maxwell defined what we call the law of the lid, where your business, your job, and your life cannot be any bigger or better than you are. You are the limiting factor in all aspects of your life and business. Your business will not outgrow your leadership capabilities. That's a hard truth, but it matters because as your business grows, it needs a bigger and better you. Now, I've identified 3 key behaviors that I see in business owners every day that lead to what ends up being a hard ceiling on your future growth and success. The first behavior is behaviors tolerated. We've all heard that saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So we talk about culture in our business, and we might even write out a culture statement or core values. Now, that's a great exercise, but it only works if you actually use these to lead your business. The reality is that your business's culture is defined by the worst behaviors that you tolerate. Second behavior is decision avoidance. I can't tell you how many times I've had the conversation with a client about key decisions that need to be made, got an agreement on the decision and the action they're going to take to implement it and by when, and then the next week we have the exact same conversation again. Fear of making a bad decision is paralyzing sometimes, but the reality is that not making a decision is quite often the worst outcome. So stop avoiding taking on problems and making hard decisions. It's your job to handle these promptly. The third behavior is conversation avoidance. Similar to decision avoidance, avoiding tough conversations is a surefire way to limit your growth and success. Avoiding conversations when they're just mildly uncomfortable results in a future need to have a much more difficult conversation. Now, this has multiple consequences, as it means a problem is being allowed to grow. You see, avoidance is actually fertilizer for problems. It defines your culture, see behaviors tolerated, and it often leads to decisions being delayed and or avoided. If you want the business to grow, you've got to keep growing with it. Ask yourself this question: where do I need to grow right now so the business can go to the next level? Now, if you'd like to know how the ActionCOACH Business Operating System, or ABOS, and our coaches can help you build a culture of accountability and avoid those avoidance behaviors, go ahead and click on the link in the description to schedule a quick 15-20 minute chat with me to learn how to get started.